Welcome everyone to the Alien Tranzmissionz podcast, first episode for 2018 and overall 15th episode in the series. Today I have two special guests who are joining me for this particular episode where we'll talk about the ALT+CTRL+JAM event that will be taking place this weekend on the 3rd of February 2018. So I'm just going to let my guests introduce themselves, although one of them is no stranger to this podcast because he's been there before. So I don't know, one of you can start?
I'll go first. My name is Prince Musole. I'm co-founder of G.E.M. I've been on the show before as announced. I'm happy to be here as well.
All right, cool.
My name is Sithe Ncube. I'm from Ubongo Game Lab. This is my first time on the show, but I'm glad to be here too.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so like I mentioned, my guests and I will be discussing the ALT+CTRL+JAM event that will be taking place on the 3rd of February 2018 at the global platform, the event will be at Global Platform Zambia.
Yes.
Yeah, all right, cool, that's the venue. So before we get into talking about the event, I would just like to find out from my guests what they are currently playing in terms of video games and stuff.
Right now, for me, the last time I played was last month actually, and I'm still playing Resident Evil 6.
Oh, okay. You haven't yet?
I haven't finished it yet until now.
Okay.
Sadly. I think I'll be more focused on Bloodborne, but even it I can't finish it because of too much things to do.
I see.
But I hope I get back to it and finish it.
No,
so pretty good game.
Okay, cool. Sithe?
Oh, okay. I don't have much time to play, but I have been playing stuff because I have to test stuff for the upcoming event, for the ALT+CTRL+JAM event. So I've been playing Crypt of the Necrodancer, which is really addictive, and we're going to be showcasing it at the event. So if you haven't played it before, please come to our event. You really need to try this game out. And I'm also playing Stardew Valley. I play that to wind down the farming simulator, Stardew Valley. Okay, cool. And also, I don't know, on my phone I play puzzle games to pass time. That's about it. Okay,
cool. On my part, I'm still playing FIFA. I'm playing a lot of this Ultimate Team, Football Ultimate Team. Quite addictive, I should say. And I managed to get the latest copy of Danganronpa. The latest version of Danganronpa.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Danganronpa actually. Okay, well, Crypt of the Necrodancer. You, I think you can put Danganronpa skins on your character.
Oh,
and
nice.
I think there's actually a collaboration between Crypt of the Necrodancer and Danganronpa. So
okay.
Oh, for it?
Yeah, you should check it out.
Cool. Yeah, I'll try that. Yeah, so far so good. Like you've mentioned, time it's a bit difficult to finish stuff, but I think FIFA. For me, since I just pick it up and play, so that at least for me, I'm able to play that on a regular basis than Danganronpa. But I need to really get back to that particular title. Yeah. Okay. So apart from gaming, is there anything that you're watching on TV?
Actually, funny thing, I was watching Coming to America.
Okay, the Eddie Murphy movie.
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Preparation for Black Panther.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And if you notice, actually my ringtone right now, that commercial, So Glow.
Okay.
Oh, that's where it was from. I heard it and I was like, I've heard this before.
I'm in love with that movie. I've seen it twice so far.
Oh, okay, nice. Okay, cool.
That's what I'm watching right now.
Okay, cool. Anything in terms of TV series? So?
No, nothing.
Oh, okay, all right. You managed to, because last time when you were on the podcast, you talked about Stranger Things, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Funny thing, I have Stranger Things on my laptop, but I just can't bring myself to watch it.
Watch it.
Really?
Okay.
Why? Time, work, or something?
It's probably in time.
I think so. It's time.
I see.
Yeah.
I've seen the first series; it's very good, and I've just been reading some theories online of how the season 2 is gonna be, but I just can't bring myself to watch it. So
just
now,
watch it.
I think I'll start.
Okay, all right, cool. Sithe, what are you watching?
Oh, well, I'm a binge watcher, so it's like when I do have time. Right now, I'm really busy organizing these events, but before that, I was binge watching, what's it called? Black Mirror season 4, right? Yes, Black Mirror season 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love thrillers, so I love Black Mirror. Yeah, that's about it. I think the next time I get a chance to watch stuff, I'll probably get into Dark, because someone told me I'll like it.
Oh, okay.
I don't really know what it's about, but I think, it's a thriller, so I think I'll like it too. But yeah, that's what I do.
Okay, cool. On my part, just watching reruns of Scrubs. You know,
Scrubs is awesome.
Yeah.
It was on, I think it was on Sony Max though. They had
exactly.
they had like a whole day where they went like
exactly.
from the beginning to end. We watched it.
Okay, cool. I couldn't because I think of time because I didn't have time. But what I did was I made sure I recorded it, so I have a lot of episodes to go through. Plus, I just recently I actually went to Kafue. That was last week. That's where I was working from. So I actually just left my PVR to record most of the episodes. So I've got a lot to go through. I wish I could just take a day off from work and just watch. You know, yeah. So otherwise, reruns of Scrubs, and also the last time I mentioned I was watching Vice Principals. Season should be. I think we should be coming. The season should be coming to an end maybe in the next 2-3 episodes. So, but it's gotten pretty interesting. So, So that's basically what I am watching. So, yeah. Okay, so at this point in time, we can get into our main topic of discussion, which is the ALT+CTRL+JAM event. So, Sithe, you are the organizer for this particular event, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I guess we can kick it off with you. Basically, what is this event all about?
All right, so first of all, we just had our Games+Girls 2018 workshop. We run a workshop every year to get more girls into game development by Ubongo Game Lab. So this year we decided to have a social event afterwards so that we can actually celebrate the work of women in games. But it's bigger than that, because we also just wanted people to, besides just seeing that there are women contributing to game development, we also just wanted people to see other sides of games. Okay. So ALT+CTRL+JAM is short for Alternative Controller Jam. Okay. So there are going to be a lot of alternative games, which you'll see there, alternative games, experimental games. Okay. So games which you've probably never played before. Okay. That's what's going to be there. But we're also going to have karaoke, an art exhibit. Yeah, we're just trying to make an event which will show gamers and art enthusiasts and even people who aren't interested in games, just to show them that this is a space where you can do so much, you can express yourself in many ways. It's not always the types of games which you see people playing. It's not always the FIFAs, it's not always the Call of Duties, it's not always the Marios. There are so many different games and weird ways to play them. You can use your body as a controller. You can bring political messages in games. So yeah, that's what the event is mostly going to be about. So from 10 to 6, it's a whole day celebrating games in an alternative way, which you've probably never seen before.
All right, cool. So basically it's your organization, Ubongo Games, who are organizing the event.
Yes, and we're working with Gamers Entertainment Meet as well.
Okay, all right. Prince, how are you coming in as probably G.E.M?
Well, as G.E.M, actually, we're very happy to come in for this place. Okay. We understand, much like Sithe has said, games play a very huge part in our lives. It's not just about entertainment. Like she says, you can also use it as a tool to represent your country, represent your feelings, your political agenda in itself. So we're very happy to actually work on this project and even push it further. Like she mentioned too, it's a yearly product, I should say, a yearly service. And we would like to actually make this continue working, not just a once-off. I would suggest we continue more so we get the message out there to the people, and as well as show that girls can actually create things that can be used for the society, and actually make this event as a platform for every other person.
All right, cool. Sithe, you already started talking about some of the activities. I remember you talked about karaoke, but I just wanted to find out, as someone probably who's attending the event, what should they expect at the event? What sort of activities are
okay. Yeah. First of all, okay, so we're going to have an arcade exhibit with games from women, or games that have women contributions from all over the world. So you have games from the US, Canada, Europe, Zambia as well. Okay. So we're going to have an arcade filled with games, and some of them are award-winning games, and you'll have access to those the whole day if you attend our event. And also there will be a karaoke bar open throughout the event, and music playing. It's going to be a pretty relaxing event as well. And there'll be art on display. We have female digital artists who will be exhibiting their works, and they will also be selling prints. So you can come and look at their work, and if you want, you can support them and take home some prints as well. There will be food on sale, so you don't have to go to East Park Mall, whatever.
Oh, okay.
So
because actually that was one of the questions that I had on food and stuff like that. So food is going to definitely be provided at the event.
And drinks will be there as well.
Okay, cool.
And also, and one, I guess, important part for people who are interested in electronics, we will be having an electronics workshop from 10 a.m. to 12.
Okay.
This will be using the Makey, which is kind of like a microcontroller that you can use to turn anything into a controller. So we'll be having a 2-hour workshop in the morning. So yeah, that if you entry to our event is 60 kwacha. So 60 kwacha gets you all of that. Workshop, karaoke, arcade, art exhibit. You have access to all that.
All right. Okay. Cool.
Also, apart from that, we're also going to have some exhibitions. During the workshop, some girls were actually taught how to create things.
Oh, yes.
So those things that were created by the girls can also be showcased there. And I like this attribute most because I know in Zambia we've got many game developers who are females and male as well, but they don't have a platform where they can showcase their games once they create them.
Okay.
So this event, it being a social event, also contributes to the fact that they can come and showcase what they created.
Okay.
And we're hoping even the next time we have this event, there'll be more people to come in to create because there's some brilliant minds out there. Once they create what they're doing, we can have this social event as well and have them distribute everything they've done and showcase the people.
Okay. Right. Okay, you mentioned the time. What time will be starting?
The event starts at 10 a.m. and ends at 6 p.m.
All right, and it's at Global Platform, right?
Yeah, Global Platform Zambia.
Okay, all right, cool. Okay, the games that you are basically showcasing, are they PC games or?
Some PC games. Let me think, actually. I believe most of them are PC games.
Okay,
they're PC games, but then some of them also can be accessed on console, like Crypt of the Necrodancer is one of the PC games we have, but I believe you can get that on console as well.
All right.
We're going to be showcasing, I think, all of Nina Freeman's games. She's a game developer from the US.
All right.
I believe her games are PC, but there might also be console there. I would have to check, but we're using PCs to showcase our games.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Is there any chance of getting something from? There's a lady from who used to work for Naughty Dog. Now was
Amy Hennig?
Amy, yes.
Oh yeah.
Amy Hennig.
Yes.
I think it's one of my favorite.
What about her?
We're going to probably get something from her. Any chance of getting?
Wow. Okay,
something?
that was such a random ask, but like if it's like 1 week from now. But honestly, like very seriously, like if I knew you were interested, people were interested, I might have tried that because for us I was able to we were supposed to have Nina Freeman speak during our Games+Girls bootcamp, but there was something wrong with our internet there, so we're gonna have a pre-recorded video by her that's gonna be showcased, like it's a special video just for us during the event. So she's one of the developers who will be showcasing.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I didn't know people would be interested in Amy Hennig.
I mean, she worked on Uncharted.
It's true. And she's like she's a generation. She's had worked through the generations.
And I'm in love with that game so much. It's become part of my life.
Exactly.
Wow.
I love it so much.
Yeah.
It's only a sad part is coming to an end. Like the series itself is ending.
Oh yeah. That's the thing. But then, for Amy, she's actually with Visceral now. Yeah. Although EA. Sort of like, what did they do? They
actually
dropped him, huh?
Yeah, last time I read, they dropped this. Actually, Visceral Games itself has been dropped.
Oh, okay, all right.
I knew so because I was reading about Dead Space 4. They developed Dead Space 4 and actually cancelled it.
Exactly.
They haven't necessarily cancelled it completely. I hear they are trying to work on Star Wars.
The Star Wars thing,
so they can actually get as much money from it. And then Dead Space is more like a sidetrack product.
Exactly.
So being it the best horror game so far, but it will come later on when the other projects coming in.
Exactly.
That's what I think. So, which is kind of painful for me.
Okay, yeah. Because they were working on the Star Wars game, but then EA thought it was too linear, I guess.
Yeah.
They wanted it maybe to be more open world. So that was the unfortunate bit there. So, anyway, that's that. Okay, cool. You did mention something about an entry fee, right?
Yes.
So people are supposed to pay something to come for the event.
So it's 60 kwacha per person.
All right. Can they pay, maybe, is there a place where they could get tickets before the event, or it's just at the event that you come?
No, there's nowhere you can pay to get tickets. I guess if you met us in advance, I guess. I don't know, but we don't have tickets.
Okay, all right.
Like,
so it's
you just show up and pay at the gate.
Okay, all right, cool. Then, Sithé, you mentioned something about the, I don't want to, that's the Girls Plus Games. I got it.
Plus
Girls. Come on, I thought I got it this time.
Games Plus Girls.
Okay, yeah. How was the event? Because we were supposed to actually have a podcast discussing the particular. We were supposed to have a podcast discussing the particular event, but unfortunately we couldn't. Yeah. So could you just tell us about maybe what happened during the event?
What happened during the event?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Games Plus.
What the event is actually.
What the event is, yeah.
What the event is, and also what had happened during the event.
So it's an annual workshop which Ubongo Game Lab hosts, usually before Global Game Jam, which is this weekend. In fact, it's always been before Global Game Jam, which is this weekend. Okay. So we do it to encourage more women to participate in game development. Okay. So this year we had a 2-day workshop at Techno Brain. That was on Tuesday and Wednesday this week. Okay. And we had a couple of girls come from all over Lusaka, from different places in Lusaka. There were about 20 girls, and from ages 15 and above. I think the youngest was 15. Oldest was in late 20s. Yeah, so they took 2 days to learn about game design and how they can contribute to game development, and they also learned how to make interactive fiction games using Twine, and they also learned how to make games using Construct. Okay. So this workshop has a lot of focus on the design aspect of game development, because personally I think it's a good way to get ideas out of people. It's a good way to orient people to get ideas out of them, because with the programming, people can learn how to program, can learn how to make games, but they might not know how to start or where to start. So the workshop basically orients people into where they can get inspiration to start, and how they can tell their own stories, because one thing which is lacking a lot in game development is the perspective of African women. In fact, it's like if you were to just try and name the stories off the top of your head, it's really hard to think of anything. Yeah, so I'm trying to encourage, I'm hoping that we can encourage more African women to take part in game development, share their stories, and bring awareness to things which affect them.
Okay, cool. Over the 2 days, were the ladies able to come up with games?
Yeah, actually, we were pretty impressed, because so, like I said, this is the 4th time we've hosted this workshop, and we kind of switch things up every year. So I think this year, I guess it was also after I personally got a lot of learning in design this year. So I decided, and I realized how important design is in creating stuff. So I decided to make our workshop a lot more design oriented. Okay. So in our first day, after I showed them how to use Twine, they were able to make little games with Twine, and like right off the bat. But then the thing which impressed me the most about the workshop was at the very end of the workshop on Tuesday, we closed it off with a 30-minute game jam, which is like a 30-minute hackathon. And honestly, that is like the shortest. That is such a short amount of time. And I was actually pretty scared when I when I told them that, because it was like I asked them what they wanted to do within the last hour. I was like, hey, should we continue learning this? Should we continue learning this? Or do you guys want to try out your stuff in a game jam? Most of them said they wanted to do a game jam, and I was like, okay, if you want it. So when we did the game jam, I gave them 30 minutes to design and make a short interactive game, and they crushed it. They really did. I do have some of the stuff which they have on their laptops, and I'm hoping we can exhibit what they did there. But yeah, I think people should keep in mind when they see these games that the important part was the design. Like they came up with pretty different ideas, and I gave them one theme. I just told them, make a game about shoes. That's it. Make a game about shoes. But then like one team had this like whole dramatic prom story. Someone else had this really sad. Someone else wrote a really sad story, and it was like the writing quality was so good in that story. And then another team came up with a quiz, and and they even used stuff which I didn't teach yet. So I was so impressed. Like this was like I felt really good after that.
Cool. That's very cool. Then is there anywhere where someone could, of course maybe they can't make it for the event next week. Is there a place where someone can probably find the games that were developed online? Because I know for the Global Game Jam, I believe there is usually some link or a place on the web where someone can get to play the games which were developed.
Yes.
So for the event that happened, do you have maybe somewhere where the games can be
we do have a place. We actually have an itch.io page, but none of the games from this year are there because we wanted to give if the girls want to showcase the stuff, we wanted to give them a chance to first of all decide whether they want to showcase it, and second of all give them a chance to polish things. So by the day of the event, we will have links up for the games.
Okay, cool.
That you'll be able to see afterwards. But hey, you should come over for a first look.
Definitely. All right, cool. All right, as they say, all good things must come to an end. No. So we are getting to that part of the podcast where we should be winding up. I don't know if there are any last words that you'd like to mention. Prince, you haven't said anything, so we'll start with you, then finish off with Sithe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got a few things I'd like to say regarding the Games+Girls tournament workshop. I would encourage more girls out there to actually seek these opportunities. Stay links to our Facebook pages, Ubongo Game Lab as well as G.E.M, and look out for the next opportunity when you might be able to also come along and contribute to the cause. Tell your friends, tell their friends, and let's share ideas. We grow this community. Earlier on, I mentioned how important games can actually be, and Sithe mentioned how we can use different stories to represent our countries, our livelihoods, and whatnot. So let's all come together and focus on this point, and look forward to the next event.
All right, cool. Sithe?
Okay, first of all, I would like to say definitely please come to the event and tell your friends. I can guarantee you're going to see stuff which you haven't seen anywhere else, and games which you've never seen anywhere else, and games which you will not have a chance to see anywhere else. Like, I can personally guarantee you, you can come get a refund from me if I'm telling you, like, if you think you're gonna play this game anywhere else, like, I haven't even mentioned the two games which I'm talking about. There are two games in particular which I'm talking about, but yeah, just come over and you're gonna see some really cool stuff. Second of all the girls out there, all the women out there, all the ladies out there, I would really encourage you to come to this event and see how, if you're a feminist actually in particular as well, there are some games which dive into deep social issues, which I think can reflect in some part on things which happen in Zambia. And I just like people to see if they would like to be involved in projects which do this type of thing, because I'm prepared to try and get more resources for us to work on games that can get things going in Zambia, that can talk more about social issues. So yeah, if anyone's interested, anyone thinks they would like to use this as an avenue for social activism, please come to our event and let me know if you would like to work on a project this year. Yeah, that's all.
Cool. So at this point in time, I think I'm going to ask Sithe to close the show for us. Sithe?
Thank you everyone for joining us for the Alien Tranzmissionz podcast by AlienMyndz. And we hope to see you next week on the 3rd of February. Remember that, 3rd of February at Global Platform Zambia for the ALT+CTRL+JAM. And get ready to have your minds blown.